Right. First and foremost, I'm gonna say all praises be to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, and shalom to the sincere elect, teaching the truth and faith and sincerity through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Quick point I want to speak on is this mass shooting that took place earlier on today in New Zealand, man. And basically, the aspect I want to speak about is how this just adds the more fuel to the fire of stirring up the damn spirit of race wars, man. Because as the scripture says, to everything there's a time, a season, and a purpose to everything under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time of war and a time of peace, right? And we're currently we are not in that time of peace at all, man, right? And events like this, whether they're being staged or not, add to those flames of race wars, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into a bit of the article and pull out the precepts. An Australian senator is being heavily criticized for lashing out at Muslim immigrants in the wake of the horrific shootings at two New Zealand mosques. Queensland Senator Fraser Anning released a media statement on Friday afternoon after the terrorist attacks at two Christchurch mosques. In it, Anning claimed while he was utterly opposed to any form of violence and condemned the actions of the gunmen, he said the atrocity highlighted the growing fear over an increasing Muslim presence in Australia and New Zealand. He actually continues to say, while this kind of violent vigilantism can never be justified, what it highlights is the growing fear within our community, both in Australia and New Zealand, of the increasing Muslim presence, which just shows how much of an idiot Esau is. You've gone around the earth, you stole everyone's lands and cultures, right? You've conquered their land. You've overtaken their tongue and called it your tongue, and then you basically complained that you got a different kind of people coming into your land, quote unquote. Well, first and foremost, Australia isn't your land. New Zealand isn't your fucking land either, right? So to even complain about people coming into these parts of the earth, you can't complain because you as a nation aren't even in your own land, man, right? And that's just the facts, man, right? But acts like these are definitely gonna spark up that spirit, man, of race wars, which is in the scriptures, man. This is let me get second Ezra, man. Alright, let me get second Ezra 15. It says on 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction dwelleth man, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now the scripture speaks about people's tongues and nations, man, right? And all people in the scriptures are divided into 18 different groups of nations, man, right? And they've all got their own spirit, man. But the scripture says, for the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's exactly what is, will happen when the RFID chip gets instituted, when there's people getting shot in the streets, when there's martial law, when people are partaking in the same events as you saw in the purge, you best believe race wars will take place. Even in 2011, when the riots happened over here in Tottenham, in London, right? You even had people, but back then, if you were quote unquote white and black, quote unquote black, fighting each other, man, right? So it says, "For there shall be sedition among men." Now, if you go into the word sedition, it says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? But then it says it basically means said, which means a part. Itio means going, right? So it says in late Middle English, in the sense of violent strife, right? It says from said apart, issue to go, right? So basically, that's speaking about the people just being split, you know, the people just being split, man, right? And it's like, you know, acts, acts, just like this is just basically gonna put the spirit on people to basically to defend themselves a lot more, man. It says, and invaded one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and of course their actions shall stand in their own power. That means when they truly get in that spirit, man, right? That they ain't gonna have no fear for the authorities. They're just gonna carry out whatever that they wish. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because guess what? During around that time, martial law is gonna take place, man. Right? But in terms of this event, this is just gonna stir up the pot of race wars even more. This is Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Now, a person might say, well, it says nation and then kingdom. Nation, before it's established, the kingdom is essentially just a people. So that's talking about, for example, that you gotta have the nation of Edom against Israel, you know, so on and so forth, which is basically what a race war. Raza, which means seed, man. So a race war is prophesied to happen in the scriptures, man. Right? Right? This is Isaiah 13. And it shall be a chase roll, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn into his own people, and shall flee into his own land. So that's what that is saying. Is that essentially speaking, people are basically gonna get in their own separatist spirit, man, when things start to turn up and heat up, man. So that's why you see that nationalism on the increase and so on and so forth, man. Because it's prophecy, right? And you just can't escape the fact that these things are bound to happen because it's spoken of in the scriptures to take place, right? So yeah, man. So really, to this event that happened, whether it was staged or not, it's just gonna add more fuel to the fire of race wars, man. So that's why it's important to basically watch for the signs and the times and filter it throughout the scriptures, man. Right? Alright, so with that, I'm gonna say all praises be to Yahweh Shimon Shai Bashim Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone. And with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.